So look, and then look, this is this is my regular voice. We gotta talk about this shit, bro. We got to. At first, I would listen. At first, I wasn't gonna talk about the Nick Cannon situation. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I gotta get my input on it because this shit crazy. So viacom basically fired Nick Cannon. His Wildin' Out show's canceled. It's no more Wildin' Out. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Nick Cannon, and if I'm not mistaken, because I really didn't read the whole article. All I saw was that, they fired Nick Cannon from Viacom and Wildin' Out was no more. Nick Cannon supposedly had this show for 15 years. This man has grind for 15 years to keep his show on air. Now, Nick Cannon went on some type of podcast. You could tell by how the podcast was designed. You could tell that what Nick Cannon was talking about. You could tell that topic get brought up every single time that podcast airs or whatever the case may be. So one thing I want to say is this: for y'all getting mad at what Nick Cannon said on that podcast, like I say, look at what type of podcast that was. What did y'all expect Nick Cannon to go on there and talk about? NBA YoungBoy, football. That podcast was strictly on the topic Nick Cannon touched up on. So what did y'all really expect this man to talk about? Now, another thing is this. The social media has a good way of making a lot of people look bad. This ain't nothing new. I know it ain't nothing new. I know a lot of people gonna be in the comments saying duh, but hey, I want to bring it to people's attention. This is the prime example of how social media can make people look real bad. Bruh, I actually saw white people in the motherfucking comment section on the article talking about Nick Cannon has always been a racist. What the fuck is y'all talking about? He done had a million motherfucking white people on this show and had friendly conversations with these white people. What the fuck? What y'all talking about? Y'all get mad at this man because he did nothing but just touch up on a topic that was basically explaining the origins of black people and the origins of white people. If he was attacking white people, he would have never brought the origins of black people up. But he touched up on it, and what he basically was saying is this: because all social media got out of it was Nick Cannon said that white people was animal. It was true. White people, it was part animal, and these is facts. These is historic scientific facts. See, these ain't just facts that regular people just assumed, or these ain't theories. These is facts. These is facts that y'all mainstream scientists actually brought up. But see, they brought it up, but ain't bring it to attention. They ain't bring it to the public. Because let me ask y'all this: why would mainstream scientists bring some shit like this to public? If they did that, they would make themselves look like a fool. Because right now, in this current day, they make social media and national television make white people feel like or seem like they are the superior race in this whole universe. So why would they make a fool and come up and bring this scientific and historic fact to public or just to the light, period? Everything will always come to the light. Nothing will never be hidden forever. Now, Nick Cannon basically was saying this. He stated the origins of black people, basically saying that how black people, that we actually benefit from the sunlight, the sun heat. The sun heat and sunlight increases black people melanin, and we actually get energy off of the sun. While on the other hand, white people don't get the sun actually drains white people, and the sunlight can fuck up white people's skin. So either white people don't have enough melanin, or they just don't have no melanin at all, but they cannot benefit from the sun. And that's what he was saying. And he was saying because of that, that's the reason the white people actually decided to move to the Caucasus Mountains. That's why. And white people wanted to have melanin. So if I'm not mistaken, if my knowledge is right, if I'm not mistaken, white people proceeded to have sex with animals because if I'm not mistaken, I think they said animals have a good amount of melanin inside of them. So white people started to have sex with animals, hoping that they will be able to gain melanin from the animals, but it still ain't work. It ain't do shit but start turning white people into Neanderthals. These is facts. So yes, that's why white people act barbaric. That's why white people move like savages, because they come from origins of animals. They are part animal. These is facts. You could tell by the way their hair is. You could tell by how they smell when it start raining. You can tell. Listen. I shouldn't even say nothing else. You could tell by how white people hair is. They hair always it always favors or always looks similar or resembles the hair or fur texture of an animal. These is facts. I can get a golden retriever dog right now sitting next to a white person with the same color as a golden retriever dog, and their hair will literally resemble the texture of the dog's fur. Like I said, I don't have no problem with no white person. I love all races, but these are just facts. These is facts. And the reason that this is not getting brought up a lot, because like I said, why would mainstream scientists bring this to the light? If they bring that to the light, they will make a fool of themselves. Because for 400 years they have been tricking black people, making black people think that white people are the superior race, but in reality, white people are nowhere near the superior race. They not. I don't have nothing against white. These are just me speaking facts. I can hear it in my voice. I'm not listening. People thought Nick Cannon was being disrespectful. He was just speaking facts. He was talking to the black people. Just like how you got these powerful white men telling white people that black people is this and that. Nick Cannon was doing the same thing. But see, people don't get mad at that white man for doing that. Y'all don't get mad at the fake history telling us this shit about ourselves. Y'all don't get mad at that, but y'all get mad when a black man actually go in there and tells the truth. He does exactly what another white man is saying to white people. Come on, man. Viacom did not get mad because Nick Cannon said that. Viacom got mad because we know that Viacom is actually owned by the elites. And Nick Cannon gave out a little bit too much information. And if you want to be honest, I feel like Nick Cannon probably sabotaged his career on purpose because he probably was sick of being controlled by the elites. So he probably sabotaged his career on purpose. That's really why his show got canceled, because the elites knew that Nick Cannon gave out some information. The information being out. But see, it's coming from a celebrity, a big celebrity like Nick Cannon. That's scary. That's scary in their eyes. That's petrifying in their eyes. When you got a celebrity like Nick Cannon giving out this type of information, that's like he's like a deadly weapon walking around. This information has been out. A lot of people been knew this information, but see, it's coming from a celebrity, a powerful and big celebrity like Nick Cannon. Y'all can say what y'all want about his music, everything, but Nick Cannon is still a big star, major star in Hollywood community, and information like that coming from Nick Cannon is a big deal to the elites, and that right there is scary in their eyes. When they saw Nick Cannon get that information out, they probably ain't know what to do. They probably start scrambling, pulling their hair out. They probably ain't know what to do because this information is coming from a big celebrity. This is the man who owns Wild 'N Out. Well, it's his show, but Viacom owns it. But this is the man that is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's scary in the elite's eyes. When you got somebody like Nick Cannon giving out that type of information. The people who give information like that out would be people like me that don't know that do not have a big platform, is underground conscious community leader. It would be somebody like me giving that type of information out. But you got Nick Cannon, a big celebrity star that's well known, giving out this information. That's very scary because they know that information can easily influence other black people easily because it's coming from somebody a lot of people look up to. That's why they really fired Nick Cannon from Viacom. That's why they really canceled this show. That's his consequences from him giving out that beautiful information. The only thing I don't agree about him, the only thing I don't agree with him about is him saying that we are the real Hebrews. We are not Hebrews. African people are either descendants from Africans or real Indians, but we are not no descendants from no Hebrews. We are not Hebrew. But other than that, Nick Cannon gave out some good information, some powerful information, and that's why they fired him from Viacom, because they know that information is very, very powerful, and that information will quickly get passed down to the black community, a lot of black communities, and that's why they fired him, because they know that coming from Nick Cannon, that information was just too powerful. So we're gonna see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We already see what's going on. You got a lot of celebrities already in the industry, you know what I'm saying, making fun and talking down on Nick Cannon to get in a higher position. 50 Cent said some bullshit. Said why would you? He said why would you go on that stupid ass podcast and say some stupid shit like that? It be people like 50 Cent you gotta stay away from. You got niggas like him that talk down on his own community. I mean his own people to put himself in a higher position. But in reality, when shit hit the fan, these higher positions will not mean shit. All that shit will literally become worthless. A lot of these motherfuckers that's kissing ass and fighting and sacrificing shit to get in higher positions, higher levels of this realm, with this realm right here to get in higher positions and levels and shit, all that shit will be worthless once shit hit the fan. I'm telling y'all. So don't be a 50 Cent in this type of situation. Don't be that. Don't be on there saying Nick Cannon should never did this, should never did that. No. Don't be that type of motherfucker, because we need people like Nick Cannon to not be scared to get his information out. We need more people and more celebrities like him. So yeah, the video is basically telling y'all why I feel why Viacom really fired Nick Cannon from their company, because they knew that information like that coming from Nick Cannon was very, very powerful, and that's a big threat towards the elites and they plans that they have for human beings. So I'm out, man. Like I say, white people don't get offended by this. These is just facts. These is facts, man. These is just facts. The same way I used to talk about black people nappy hair and black people being real black, you know what I'm saying? Come to find out, having nappy hair and being real dark, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm tan. Sunlight hit me right now, but I'm a tan nigga. Black come in 3 different shades. I want to say 4 or 5 different shades. But the nappier your hair was, and the darker you was, you know what I'm saying? Hey, all good signs, man. So I love my nappy hair. You know what I'm saying? I love that my skin is dark. You know what I'm saying? Darker than others. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it is what it is, man.